Okay, so it's been about a day since I did the last glue on my book covers. So I'm going to take these weights off and see how they're doing. I think they should be dry by now, hopefully. Take my colors off. Oh yeah, these are nice and dry, nice and flat. They feel good and solid. So I think that worked really well. So the next part I'm going to do is I've got some papers to put on the inside of these book covers just so they look nice, and the inside of the book generally has a nice end paper on it. So that's what we're going to put on today. So what I have for that is a nice piece of scrapbook paper that kind of goes with the colors of my fabric. So I thought that was a nice match there. So first what we need to do is determine how we want the paper to go on the cover, because we can pick any area of this. I kind of like just a cutout of like right here, so you get all the colors. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let me grab another sheet of this and also my paper cutter. Okay, so I've got my paper cutter. So my book covers are a little bit bigger than, I'm just going to use this for measuring here, a little bit smaller than 9 inches by 6 inches. So I think I'm going to cut my paper at 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Yeah, and that should cover this whole cardboard part. So first, I'm going to take this piece and cut off just a little bit of the purple end. I'm going to do maybe just over 2 inches maybe. Then we'll see what that looks like. I think that's nice. I might do it a little farther into the purple on the other piece, but that's fine. They don't need to be exactly the same. So now I'm going to do 5.5 inches. Okay, let's see how that looks on my book. Oh yeah, I think that's nice. Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to do 8.5 inches for this cut. Okay. Then I'm going to cut out, stuff here, just to make sure this lines up well. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to do the same thing with the other sheet. And like I said, I'm maybe going to get a little more of the purple on this one. So I'm just going to cut off maybe an inch. Yeah. And I have more of this, so if I decide I don't like it, I can just do it again. Otherwise, I'd be a little more careful about what I'm choosing. Okay. Let's see how that looks on my other cover. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah. Oops. So I cut that too short. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper and try again. Okay, so there's my 2 pieces of paper. I recut this one so it actually fit my page. Now we're just going to glue them on. So I've got my glue, I've got my cup, my brush. I am just going to pour a little bit of this glue into my cup. Don't need very much. And I'm just pouring it instead of squirting it out because I don't want to cut the tip off of my bottle because I lost the cap. Okay, and I remembered a wet paper towel this time so I can clean up. I've got a dry paper towel. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing we did with the book cloth onto the book board. I'm just going to put glue on the back of my paper, and I'm gonna try and do a pretty light coating. And it's getting a little bit of watermark on it just from where I dumped my wet paper towel, but I think that'll dry just fine. So I'm gonna kind of do my glue a little bit lighter than I did with the fabric, just because it's a thinner paper and I don't want too much to bleed out the edges. And that's a little hard to see where I'm applying it on the white paper, but I'm trying to get a nice even thin coating. Oops. Don't want to glue on my board. Okay, wipe off my fingers, dry my fingers. All right, now let's try applying this to the board. I don't know that it really matters what's the inside and the outside. Just get it on there even. And my paper has gotten pretty damp from the glue, so I'm trying to be good and careful with sticking it down. I've got my bone folder again, which I'll use to press it down. It looks like my corners and maybe my edges could use a little more glue on them. So I'm just gonna peel that back and apply a little bit right to the corner. Let's see how that goes. I think I've got a little more than I need. So I'm gonna put some on this corner too, and maybe this corner. That actually seems like it might work good. Okay, now I'm gonna press it down. Yeah, that looks good. Same for this corner. Same for this corner. And this one looks like it's okay. All right, so there's one. Oh, I like that a lot. Pretty. Okay, now we'll do the other. All right, and so there are my two cover boards with their end papers on them. If you were doing a traditional book with a spine, you'd cut an end paper that would cover the first page as well, which is a lot trickier than what I'm doing here, but I think these look good. So I'm gonna put my papers back on top of them and then the weights back on top of them, and then they will be ready to go once they're dry. So we'll pick back up with that step soon. Okay, it's been a day, so let's see what our book covers look like. Should be plenty dry by now. right, yes, these look great. They feel nice and solid, feel very dry. I'm really happy with how these came out. So that's all I've got for today, but stay tuned for the next video to see what we do with them.